legislated out. And I think back to when I was watching football as a kid, like Ronnie said, intimidation. You would think of great defensive players as intimidating. Is there much room for that anymore? Can you be an intimidating defensive player the way?
The intimidating tackle or that big blow that makes everybody in the stadium go wow, those days are over. They really are. They're gone. And that's okay because we want to keep the sport and we want to keep the safety of the players. So we're totally teaching our guys now how to tackle in the right position. We don't tackle in practice, so we have to stay on them to get in good body position because when you get tired, a lot of times that's where those collisions come because you can't move your body into the right position. So there's a lot of coaching, a lot of talking on our part, and that comes from Coach Gundy on down. The old days of big defensive hits are over. We're teaching for safety and to make sure our players are around for the long haul.
How have you seen the guys adjusting just to that, idea, that philosophy? You grew up playing one way, and now you're kind of being told to play another. And muscle memory is hard to break. How have you kind of seen the guys adjusting to that?
Our players are adjusting well in terms of their mental thoughts on the whole subject of targeting and how to play the game nowadays. The problem comes, when you get fatigued, your body gets out of position, and you can get into some awkward positions where hits arise. Also, when you turn up the volume and pump up the volume in a stadium or a big moment, you're right. You can resort back to things where it's combat out there, and all of a sudden your natural instincts take over. So that's all coaching. Like I said, from Coach Gundy on down, it's a point for us. We're coaching all the time. We're yelling about it. We're running up. We're getting the players to get down in position even when they're tired. And we're doing everything we can to coach that part of the game.
Sorry if you answered this already, but Coach Gundy talked about on Big 12 Media Days just about discipline and the penalties that plagued you guys last year and really getting the guys disciplined. You have it on your shirts. How have you seen that discipline change? Even though it's early, but how have you seen that change with your guys so far?
I've only been here a year, but when I get a chance to talk to our alumni, I tell them how proud they can be. We got good kids. We got really good kids. So they're going to respond to whatever we coach them at. And Coach Gundy has set the tone with the discipline and toughness. So we're doing it every day. We're doing it. I mean, maybe the first practice we had 3 guys jump off sides on defense, and then 2, and then none today. So we're getting better all the time, and of course there has to be a price. If you commit a penalty, then we're doing that too in terms of the conditioning part of it. So they're getting it. They buy into it, and they're improving every day.
Has anybody surprised you so far?
We have a young linebacker named Adrian Dizzy there. Came in from Evangel Christian, and Jari Bernard started there from Evangel Christian last year for us as a true freshman, so I'm pretty sure he's going to play too.
What kind of camp is Malcolm Rodriguez having for you?
Malcolm's having a great camp. I mean, Malcolm's a kid that you can count on. He's just tough. He's got great FBI football instincts, former wrestler, great attitude. I mean, you want to coach 11 Malcolms because he's going to give you everything he has.
What's kind of the next step?
We're going to keep moving him closer to the ball at times, because we want him to make more plays. And I think that's where he feels a little bit more comfortable. So we're going to move him. He'll play some deep, but we're going to try to get him more involved in the action.
Coach Gundy had talked about how both quarterbacks kind of showcase their mobility a little bit today. How important is that for your defense to be able to get some of those reps in again?
Absolutely, because there's a whole when a quarterback scrambles, it becomes a completely different play. It's what we call scramble drill. So certain guys have to, in the back end, have to pull their trigger to stop the quarterback. Other guys have to, what I call plaster. There's no more zones or anything. You got to plaster on a receiver and take it. And we've seen a lot of it, and we have not done a good job. We did a little bit better today of reacting from the second level in the scramble. You know what I mean? Guys who don't have a man, they have to go. They got to pull the trigger. And a lot of times we're kind of waiting around, waiting for the quarterback to break line of scrimmage. And you can't do that with a good player because in the open field they'll make you miss. So you got to be able to go right when you see him break the pocket. You got to be able to go.
Now, was there anybody you said you guys did a little bit better that today?
Yeah,
was there anybody
Eamon. I thought Eamon did a really good job at it today. I thought he did. And he's a veteran. He's played a lot, so he's understanding what I'm talking about, and he's doing better with it.
Talking to Mike Scott a couple days ago, and he was really raving about Cody Walterscheid. Just what have you seen out of him since he's been here?
You know, all the same traits his brother had. What a great family, and tough. Doesn't say a word. You can push him. You can coach him. He'll do whatever you ask him to do, and he's going to be a great player here.
Coach Gundy mentioned that Kyle Jr.'s, I guess, been out a little bit. Was that an academic thing? He had to finish on Bowling Green, or was that physical?
No, he's had some injuries.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and you know, I don't know why, I can't comment, but he just hasn't been cleared yet, going through some tests.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
No.
He said a test, and I didn't know what exactly that meant. Is that somebody you're looking forward to seeing what you?
Yeah. I mean, we had high expectations for him, so I'm just waiting for him to get on the field.
Being a guy coming from Bowling Green and also having put on some weight.
Yeah, he put on weight. He's played, you know, Division I football, and we're really hoping to get him into the mix.
I'm curious to see how he'll handle the heat once he actually gets out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see how I handle the heat. I mean, you know, in this weather in Oklahoma, I mean, you're curious to see how everybody does. So he certainly needs to be challenged that way too.
Tyler Lacey, he's a guy that didn't play at all last year, but what have you seen out of him early in camp?
Tyler, I think, should be. A starter for us. I thought he had a great spring. I think he's doing extremely well this fall. Put on size, put on weight, and I think he's a guy who can be a 4-year starter.
You mentioned him putting on weight. He's kind of sort of a tweener, I guess, now in D-tackle D-end. Where do you kind of see him?
Yeah. Well, that's what he's going to do for us. He's going to play some D-tackle, some D-end, you know. So he'll move around a little bit, but I think he has the ability to do both.
What kind of, you mentioned the adding weight and that stuff. Is there anything mentally that's changed in him?
You know, just a year older. You know what I mean? I think when a guy knows he's not going to redshirt, his attitude changes a lot too. And Tyler's from a great program, and he knows how to play, and he's really accepted his role now, and he's stepping up.
It's only been a week since the last time we talked about linebackers, but have you seen more guys coming along, or is it less of a concern now than it was a week ago when I talked about it?
No, still a concern. I'm very concerned about our linebacker depth. And I think, like I said, Adrian Dizzy is starting to step up as a true freshman. The other true freshman I think is going to have to play is Cam Farrar. You know, we got to get him ready because he's got a lot of talent just to find the football. Doesn't really know where to line up or what to do, but he's got talent to find the football. I think maybe both those guys are going to have to play, you know, because we have depth issues there.
Coach is talking about Thomas Harper. Any other true freshmen that?
Thomas Harper, both those linebackers I talked about, Farrar and Dizadair. I really like Jaden Jernigan as a defense lineman too. I think he's going to be in the mix.
How much is coming up early in the spring help with these guys? Jaden and Thomas.
You look at those guys. Yeah, Dizadair, Jaden, and Thomas, and they're all playing. I think it's a big benefit for them and for us to have them here in the spring. They missed their senior prom. I feel bad for them, but we're glad to have them.